Okay, well, happy Wednesday to you all, hump day. Back on the 500X, and I'm back with a proper lid on my my head. So check, audio check. Anybody home? Hopefully the new chin mount and all the rig works. I'm back to my original Cardo mic here. I don't know if I can show that in camera properly, but anyway, I tried using the the Movo mic in the helmet, but because this is a modular and the chin bar flips up, the microphone has to be fixed to this portion, not into the headliner where the other one goes. So anyway, we'll get into the details of that later, but I've got to go meet a buddy of mine. Need to do a parts order and some work for a couple of hours, and then I'll be headed back. So getting a late start to the day. Worked from home this morning for a few hours, but I've been doing a video on redoing the helmet rig here, so get on the road here and see what we get. I don't feel like waiting on that guy. Not gonna wait. Bump. The front suspension feels better on this bike by far. It really needed a rebuild, so I'm glad that's working out. Feeling much more compliant, more damped, you know, not as harsh. So if your front suspension starts feeling crunchy after a couple of years, go ahead and rebuild it. Save yourself some headaches and some wear and tear on your wrists. So I was running the numbers on the... Oh man, it feels so good to have a real helmet on again. I was running the numbers on the gear change on this, going up to the 16 tooth front sprocket, so +1 from 15 teeth up to 16, and it's a 6.25% difference, and it makes quite a sizable speed difference on the highway from indicated speed to GPS speed. So I gotta watch myself. Hey, squirrel! I gotta watch myself and subtract about 4 or 5 miles an hour from whatever I should be running. So it's a pretty big disparity. I didn't think it was going to be quite that much. From Gearing Commander, Gearing Commander says that it's only about a 350 RPM difference or something like that at 65-70 miles an hour. That's not a lot in RPM difference, but it's definitely making a big difference at the rear wheel. So I don't know how that would translate to fuel economy numbers, you know, being more efficient, less efficient. I would think it'll be marginally more efficient, but only if you're maintaining the same road speed relative to what it was before the gearing change. So that's going to be the tricky bit, because it feels longer, more you know, more long-legged, let's say, and it wants to run at a little bit higher speed at the same rough power curve. So that might be hard to maintain the same speed to get accurate numbers anyway for comparison. And I don't think I've got my vents open on this thing. I'll have to deal with it. You waited all that time to turn, huh? Okay. Fences are still down. People haven't had the time or the money to fix them. There's a few that are back up here, but a lot of them are still damaged and laying flat here in the neighborhood where the tornado blew through, or at least the downdrafts from the tornado. Oh, this helmet is so much quieter. And my head's not getting yanked around side to side. Crosswinds in that other helmet I have, the yellow AGX AV, I can't remember what brand it is, but that ADV style helmet. Oh man, side winds would twist my head around pretty quick. Quite a lot of aerodynamic drag from the side. Cloudy day today, about 80 degrees. It looks like rain, it feels like rain, but no rain. So, I just noticed they're making progress on these new poles, so they're going to carve out another lane here eventually. They've transferred services over to the other poles. Go. What are you waiting on? So I noticed a little bit less acceleration at full tilt in, you know, 4th and 5th gear, accelerating up into the highway like that. A little bit less steam than it used to have because of the gearing change. You know, I'm not noticing the wind whistle on the left side. I'm going to turn my head a little bit out of the airstream, or out of the... Yeah, this one doesn't have the whistle. The other one, if I got out of the block from my windscreen, or on the Rebel or something else, you know, that has more direct airflow, if I turn my head just slightly off axis, there was a whistle in the visor up to the top left. This one isn't doing it, so that's good. I don't think it's quite as quiet as my Schuber C3 Pro that I had for a long time, but this is better than the previous NeoTec 2 that I had. Yeah, it's interesting. The power curve on the bike and the gearing change, normally running along at 65-ish. I was right here at the same RPM, and that's kind of where the engine likes to sit. Its happy place was about 66, 67, just kind of fell into that groove. Now it's more like 70 indicated, which is really 73, 74 probably actual. So it's raised that kind of natural equilibrium up higher in road speed. I don't know how that's going to translate to economy, but it feels more eager right there at about 68 to 71 indicated. So 5,500 to 6,000 RPM, kind of right there in the engine sweet spot. I'm going to head on in toward I-10 in Studewood. That's where my buddy said that he was. I need to meet up with him to do a couple of things, and then I'll come back this direction. He may have headed toward my warehouse, I don't know. So I might be overshooting by about 15 miles. We'll find out. I-10 on the way back is looking kind of nasty. Yeah, I-10 is messed up. Yuck. Hope I don't have to go back that way right now. So, I can't remember exactly where Studewood is, but I know it's kind of over here by Studemont, give or take a little bit. So I'll exit here and give my buddy a call, see where he's at. I haven't put my Cardo kit on this helmet. I just transferred the camera rig and hit the road because I got to get out and work here. So, stop to make phone calls, like the old days, you know, before the spoils of modern convenience and Bluetooth. Bump, bump. Yeah, this is a new store. I don't think this has been here very long. Fresh concrete. It's looking all pretty. See if I find his truck. Should be here. Should be here. Don't know where. He said he was inside shopping, getting some stuff for a job that we need to complete. I don't know what it was that we need to do. I thought we were pretty much done with that job, but I guess not. Scooter! There he is. I see him.
See that first watch? That's actually breakfast place.
Oh, cool.
Just park somewhere there and go sit down there and do whatever we need.
Hell yeah. Okay. Busy parking lot. Try not to get whacked. Bushes in the way. Man, that's a bad idea. These tall bushes right there at eye line for people in cars. That's not thinking. That's not thinking at all. That's dumb shittery in action right there.
A few moments later.
There's spots behind it over there too. I don't know.
Spots everywhere. We can park in actually Home Depot parking.
Yeah, I don't know. There's spots right behind it. I say I go park over there. It's easier. I don't want to get the bike run into. Busy parking lots like this, somebody's bound to back into it or do something silly, so I'd rather be out of the fray. Thank you very much. If it were just me, I would park, you know, kind of next to one of these loading areas, but you know, bleh. Plenty of spots back here, and there's a pass-through, walk-through there. To go? Yeah, it's to going. It's to going in my belly is where it's to going. I think they're going to be busy on to-go orders right now anyway. Back it in. Right there. Okay then. It's lunchtime and then we go eat. Or go eat. You can tell what's on my mind. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime, then we go work. That's what I should have said. Freudian slip much? So after I parked my bike and we came over here to sit outside at the restaurant right here, I saw a little red Navi sitting right here. So I thought, all right, bike parking. Pulled my bike around from the back and parked right here and took pictures. And then he left just a minute ago, like maybe 3 minutes ago. And he was looking at my bike going, man, that's really nice. And I said, hey, that's me. I just took pictures of your bike. And we got to chatting. And I gave him the YouTube channel name and all that. And he's like, oh, cool, man, I'll follow you. That was pretty cool. He said he also has a green Navi. I told him I had the first green one in Houston, at least to my knowledge. And he said, oh, I got a green one too. So he's got 2 Navis. Good for him. All right, well, we're going to head out and get down toward the Galleria area and continue working at that one site and try to beat some of the nasty traffic because it's going to get ugly. Probably take West Park home, avoid I-10 completely. Try to think of the best way out of here to avoid as much traffic as possible. It's going to be back that way. Well, this thing doesn't have lots of ground clearance. It's got enough for that. Yeah, I'll jump out this side, hit I-10, headed back toward 610 and navigate the crazy intersection down there. You're gonna wait, thank you. Oof, I-10 is still a mess. Must be something going on up at the 610 junction because it's been like this now for a while. A long while. Yikes. Well, I'm gonna end up doing a few off and ons. Figure out what the smoother path is. Do it. Go. You're running out of room, pal. fun begins. I say that in all sarcasm possible. Stopping on the highway and being the last guy is not a good position to be. At least this truck behind me is paying attention. Galleria is always like this. You know, headed on this particular section down toward the 59 junction, it's always bad. Build more lanes, more clover leaves, more flyovers, whatever, and it just gets worse. It never gets better. The wider they make the road through here, the more traffic it brings, it seems like. Crazy. Fighting for the spot. Congratulations, you win. The spot's still yours. Check off. Another three-way. Come on, people, just pay attention. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Give me a break. Man, what is going on the highway today? It is full stop. 7 lanes wide. Well, 6 lanes. 7 right here. Narrows down to 6, I think. And more dope smoking. Real strong. Somebody right here close is smoking the pipe. Or the joint. The Maui Wowie. The devil weed. I'll surface street it. Let's see how it goes. We'll just head down through the Galleria area via Post Oak here and skip all that chaos if we can. Well, I guess I'm not skipping it. No footer, no footer, no footer, no footer, no footer. Oh, footer. Big buildings. A lot of this stuff is fairly recent. You know, these are rebuilds and refascias and whatever. They put new faces on a lot of these buildings and made them fancy and all that. But a lot of big high-rise construction in here. Those are residential. This one is office and something else. I don't know. They have really nice Christmas decorations through here in the holidays. They put up a lot of lights, and this whole area is synchronized. They've got flashing patterns that run down the street. It's pretty cool. Sometimes they are all at the same time, and other times it's a chase pattern. It's pretty cool. Just squeak through. Look at this. Bump, bump, bump. He beat me here, so he found a slightly more optimized route than mine. Okay then, back to work. All right, another long day of work. We had some interesting fishing expedition today, trying to figure out where cable went from round and round. We tested it out and figured out that the length was way longer than it needed to be, and we were having trouble with links, or link speed, whatever, negotiating. It was only getting 100 meg link instead of, gigabit or 2.5 gigabit, which was the goal, and tested it out and found out that this old run of Cat 6 that we were piggybacking off of was a whopping 488 feet long. Crazy. Surprised it was able to link at 100. So anyway, we pulled that back. That was fun fishing through walls of a 70-year-old building, and figured out where it was going and rerouted it, and it didn't need to go anywhere that it was going. We pulled back and cut over 200 feet out of that run, and it ended up being 226 feet when we were finished, just based on the markings on the cable. 226 feet from 480 something. Crazy. So anyway, we solved that dilemma, and it took quite a bit of time. Put in a couple more switches, did some more cleanup, and I think they're pretty much done over there. We still have to run some cables in a 30-foot ceiling, trying to figure out how we're going to manage that. Got a couple more access points we need to hang, string some Cat 6 through ceilings in the church side of things over there. That'll be interesting. But they've got network throughout. It's all running at gigabit or better, which is a huge improvement from where they've been. So job well done. It's about 7 o'clock. I haven't even checked the time. I think it's 7. Yeah, 7:07. I'm going to hit West Park Toll and head out, staring right into the sunset. Hopefully won't be blind by the time I get there. What is the smoking going on? Oh, it's this truck, this Dodge. Can't smell it yet. That kid's a antifreeze.
I like your truck, bro.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hey, you do TikTok?
YouTube.
Oh, you do
YouTube and Instagram.
That's a nice one, bro.
QuasiMotard.
QuasiMotard?
QUASI. No, QUASI Motard, MOTARD. Cool, man. Oh, yeah, he's burning antifreeze and all kinds of stuff. Woo, that's bad. It's antifreeze and oil. Way, got blown valve seals and probably rings. Oh, I can see. That's so cool. My visor clicked in. Yep, it's all the way down. That sun is bright, kids. That's cool, the guy. Hey, I like your bike, man. I thought he said I like your truck.
I like your truck, bro.
I like your truck, bro.
But I think he misspoke because he was looking at all the smoke coming from that truck. I think he meant to say nice bike. Do I do TikTok? No, I don't do TikTok. Try to not rot my brain that far. I really don't like social media. I mean, it's probably not a surprise to anybody that's watched my videos for a while, but I don't like social media at all. The reason I do it is for the community, and YouTube is the highest distribution as far as viewership and their search engine, and the content tagging works better than all the other platforms. Bumps and bruises and all, it's definitely the best. There are other alternatives like Rumble and Odyssey and you name it, but the search facilities in it and matching users to content is just crap. It never figured out the algorithm and the suggested feeds and all that kind of stuff like YouTube has. So for better or for worse, YouTube is still the king of the game. So that's why I put the stuff up on YouTube. Is It's a good place to meet other like-minded people and share the content and have fun. I don't like Facebook. I hate their interface. I just cannot stand Facebook's interface. Instagram is easier, even though they're still part of Facebook. The interface is much simpler in my opinion. I created a TikTok account and never used it. I don't even think I remember the login. I've never done anything with it. I have a locals account too. I need to put some content over there because I've had a handful of people follow me over there, but I've only put just a couple of videos. I haven't done much. Locals is interesting because it's more of a direct subscription model. It's not really advertising driven like YouTube is, for better or worse. For, you know, that's a long conversation, but content creation is not a free enterprise. I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort to do it. So I totally understand content creators wanting to get paid for their efforts. I'm one of them. I don't want to work for free. And I know YouTube is making money on that no matter what, even if I don't monetize the video, they're going to shove ads in there and they're making money no matter what. So it's better to be paid for that somewhat, you know, get a little bit of money out of your efforts. Locals is, you know, purely subscription based, so you can put stuff out there for free, or you can make all of your content members only, so people have to subscribe to you and, you know, kind of monetize you that way. So I don't know, I've thought about it, but that always falls back to the I don't really want to turn this into a job. If people want to throw me a couple bucks here and there, that's great. I do appreciate the help. One-time donations on PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or anything, you know, it's a way to incentivize me to keep going beyond just hoping that YouTube is going to honor their side of the agreement and really give me the views and the payout for what they're pushing. It's a very closed-in system. You don't know what they're doing in the back end. You have no clue. There's no visibility into that at all. You just have to trust them at their word. If there's one gripe that I have about this CB500X, and I've always had this gripe, is you can't read this display because of the color, the kind of amber tint that it's got to it. When sunlight is directly in your face and your eyes are dilated, you know, or getting blinded out by the sun, and or when you've got the your tinted visor down, whatever, you can't read that display at all. I mean, you really got to crane your head in to see it. The bluish colored display on my 500F is much easier to read in all lighting conditions, so I've never cared for this tan or yellowish background. Probably my only complaint on this bike. Popo out here fishing. I got a cager right up my ass. You should stop that guy for aggressive driving and tailgating. Yeah, see, he just about hit me. Flying up on me and changed lanes at the last second. Why? What are you doing there, doofus? My nose is itchy. Pollen, man. Cannot get this pollen out of the air. We've had high winds and not enough rain to wash this stuff out. Yeah, I might install the foot peg lowering kit on this thing before my trip up to Maryland. Try it out. I'm not planning on doing any hard canyon carving or corner cutting with this, so I don't think the lowered foot peg position will be a problem. I don't think it's all that hard to put in, just lowering blocks. They're CNC machined aluminum, and they just lower the pegs. I think it's 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1 inch. Of course, you got to change the shift linkage gap, you know, to get the shifter in the right position, and I think you probably have to adjust the rear brake pedal too, but I'll have to look at that. Side by side, Minnesota roadblock. Speeding up, slowing down in tandem. Pack animals. Can't figure out how to think for themselves, so they just look at where they are in relevance to somebody else. Doing it again, slowing down, holding up traffic. Get out of the left lane, dopey. Fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. Fucking thing comes with cruise control, try it out. dump. I've noticed that this 16-tooth sprocket is changing my downshift points too. It's throttle blips on downshifts are not quite in the same spot they used to be. Taking a little bit of relearning on my part. I don't know if I'll leave it on here or not. I'll try this upcoming trip with it on there and see if I notice any appreciable difference on the cruising comfort, you know, engine smoothness, whatever, and also the fuel economy in relation to previous road trips that I've done where I kind of know what the fuel economy was doing within a couple of miles per gallon. So I'll see if it improves. If it doesn't, I'll probably just go back down to a 15 tooth on the countershaft. That way my speedometer is back dead on where it used to be. I could probably get a speedo healer for this to fix the, you know, 16 tooth. But from a wear leveling and longevity standpoint, this 16 tooth sprocket is evenly divisible by the number of teeth on this chain. 112 links, I think, something like that. So when you look at Gearing Commander, it tells you, you know, number of contact points, chain link per sprocket link. And this particular layout that I've got right now with the 16 tooth front sprocket and the chain, the sprocket and the chain are hitting on every revolution, same link, same sprocket tooth. So that can be bad for overall wear mitigation, let's call it, wear leveling, wear mitigation, whatever. Because if you've got grit or something, or you've got one particular roller that's slightly deformed, it's going to wear out sprocket tooth faster than if that was distributed across, you know, random contact points. So you want to minimize the number of same contacts as much as you can. So by changing back down to the 15 tooth, it's a lot more evenly distributed, you know, randomly distributed, I should say. So that might be a good reason to switch back down to a 15 tooth countershaft. We'll see. The only other way to mix it up a little bit is to change my rear sprocket to like a 39 tooth or something like that. And then I could do a different combination up front. You can't go too big on the front sprocket because you end up with a diameter problem, and then it starts getting into your case. So if I did a 16 on the front and dropped a couple in the back, then that's like a 10% difference on RPM and everything else. So it would really play havoc with the speedometer and the power curves on the bike. So I don't know if it would be a good idea or not. The whole idea of up gearing is to usually calm down the engine, you know, lower engine RPM, but it's got to be within reason. You don't want to push the torque curve or power curve so far out of a normal cruising speed that the engine is having trouble pulling that, or pulling it out of its torque peak where it's more efficient, you know. Got to stay within the efficiency envelope for what you're trying to ride. This guy in front of me is hauling balls. Let's stay with him. You're my blocker, dude. You snagged that ticket, buddy. It's funny, when a lot of people see me coming up behind them on this bike, they'll slow down or scoot over right away because I guess for some reason this looks like a police bike. I don't know why. Nobody here in the States runs these bikes for law enforcement, but it's black and white, and the lighting on the front of it, I guess, has a ominous appearance. Ooh, that sun's bright. Can't see diddly squat. Ooh, gotta go now. Ooh, somebody went off the road. Oh, all I see now are spots. Ugh. Okay, you stay there. Yeah, front forks definitely feel better on this. Those bumps back there, the pavement seams are usually pretty abrupt on this. This calmed it down quite a bit. Ooh, almost went. Couldn't see that guy with the lights not on in the shadows. Oh, yeah, man. It feels good to have a real helmet on, and the weather tonight is just beautiful for a ride. I don't know, I might go back out for a night ride on this thing. I don't like night riding anymore, but this one, with all the daylight that I've got on the front of it, it's not so bad. After my eyes adjust and I get rid of my spots that I'm seeing right now, that would be just dandy. All right, thanks for tagging along, everybody. I will catch you for the next installment of whatever it is I'm doing. Try to edit my valve job and all the maintenance that I did on this thing. Put that together and do a video. You ate your food. You gonna howl? 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 Oh! 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 Oh, good girl. I'll catch y'all later. Wah!